Hello everyone. This video will take a look at the assignments in the week of September 21st. So first of all, I will just quickly open this assignment, which is Research 3. And again, I'm not going to spend much time on this, and pretty soon I'll spend practically zero time on these research assignments because they are all exactly the same. But this one talks about the verbal and vocal components of communication. So we have a list again of our 5 subtopics, and the rules remain exactly the same. 3 pieces of information for each topic, and at least 9 pages, not more than 12, and copy paste your sources. So this one is the same as it has been all along, just different topics. Now, the next assignment, however, is significantly different, and this is the first assignment in your semester project. Your completed semester project is not due until exam week, but this is the first assignment where you'll begin to work on it. So let's go back up here to these resources, and you'll see that here we have the guidelines to the semester project, and here we have sample slides for the semester project. I can't stress to you enough how important it's going to be for you to spend some time looking at this information. I'm going to go over it quickly, but you need to spend time reading it carefully and making sure you understand it. So I have the files opened here. So here we have the semester project guidelines. To just give you a quick overview, you are going to create a title slide and a minimum of 30 content slides and a maximum of 45 content slides. You're going to use PowerPoint when you do this. Now if we go down to the bottom here, we'll see, I'm going to jump around here a little bit. You'll see that during the course of the semester, we're going to cover 10 primary topics. These are your research assignments. Each research assignment topic has 5 subtopics. You know that already. So these are the primary topics that we're covering, and then you will cover subtopics within these topics. And you can use subtopics that I didn't give you if you want to. So in addition to having at least 29 content slides, those slides are going to cover a minimum of 6 of these topics. Now these are the 6 topics these are the 10 topics from which you can choose your 6 topics. Now if you want to do more than 30 slides in total, then you can choose more of these topics. The real purpose of this is to give you a takeaway from the class that has got good, solid information that you can review when you get to the workplace. And if you're thinking about, oh yeah, I remember something about the stages of team development, and I think I could use that information right now. Well, if that was a topic that you did, you would be able to just look at this file, and there it would be. Same with resumes and cover letters and job interviews. This is information that is designed not most specifically to get you a grade in the class. It's designed to be helpful to you as you start your career. So the more work you put into this, the better investment you're making into yourself, and hopefully that's true of all of your classes. If we go back up here now, we'll say that you need to use the Microsoft PowerPoint. Again, it already says in the syllabus, if you don't have it, you can get it for free. Do not use Google Docs or PowerPoint online. That software is good for some things, but it doesn't have the functionality that you need for this project. So again, 30 slides, 45 slides. Now this counts the cover slide, the title slide, but it doesn't count transition slides. So remember, we just talked about the major topics, the 10 major topics. You're going to select a minimum of 6. You're going to make a transition slide for each of your primary topics, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So again, it says don't start doing this until you've looked at the sample slides. When we come down through here, you'll see that very, very, very important. You have to write all of the content in your own words. This is not a copy-paste assignment like your research assignments. You have to write it in your own words, and I will run every one of these through the Turnitin plagiarism checker to be sure that you have written in your own words. You're going to find this information in the research that you have done in your research assignments, and you're going to find the information in the reflection files that I have given you throughout the course. Now, for this first assignment, we'll come back down here, then we're going to look at the slides again in a minute. You'll see that I've given you some more reflection files on the verbal and vocal components, which was your research topic for this week. So I've given you some more information to supplement what you found. And when we look at this file, we'll see that you are going to create some sample slides, and this is to get you started on this project. This is a big project, and we're going to break it into chunks during the semester. So you're going to create 3 sample slides. So far we have covered 3 topics. We've covered the first topic of oral presentations, we've covered dimensions of soft skills and diversity, and we've covered just this week verbal and vocal components of communication. So you're going to have one slide from one small piece of a topic in each of those areas. You don't have to make transition slides for this. You can if you want to, and it might be good practice to do it, but you don't have to make transition slides, but you do have to make 3 slides. So now let's take a look at the sample slides. So first of all, here I have reviewed again title slide, minimum of 6 primary topic areas, 29 content slides. Now ultimately, when you finish this, if you've got 6 topic areas and let's say 30 slides, you've got about 5 slides in each area, 4 or 5 slides in each of the primary areas. So you've covered those areas fairly well. So these are examples of excellent title slides. These are things your colleagues in previous classes have done. So here's a title slide. Again, this is a title slide for your entire semester project. You can use whatever title you want. This one says professional survival would be a good title. It's a pretty good title. And this one just says semester project. Not a lot of creativity here, but the slide looks fine. So you should plan to have it. The title, here's another one with not a very creative title, but the name of the presenter and at least one graphic. Now here are examples of transition slides. Now these are subtopics, and these are defined by what I have given you this semester in the class. So we have etiquette and professionalism, components of communication, cover letters, resumes, and interviews. This one combined 2 topics, dining etiquette, soft skills, and now we're going to look at content slides. So first of all, These are content slides that would receive an A grade. Very important. These are not designed to be presentation slides. These are not the kind of slides you would use to support an oral presentation. These are the kind of slides you would use as handouts to give to the audience that gives a good, strong, sometimes almost word for word summary of what you said in your presentation. In your presentation, your support slides would be much more image heavy and less text heavy. So it's important that you understand that from the beginning. So if we look at this one, we'll see that we have tips and descriptions all the time, and always some kind of a graphic on your slide. So here's the dysfunctions of a team, self-presentation, again a graphic, and then good strong information here written in your own words. Tips for tipping, breakfast, lunch interviews, general dining etiquette, professionalism. So you're seeing how these are not slides you would use as support for an oral presentation. Because if you were trying to use these, the audience would just be reading ahead of you and not paying any attention to what you were saying, or even worse, you'd be turning around and reading these slides. So that's not the purpose of the slides. When we look at our first our first oral presentation, we'll see a very different kind of slides. So these are the kind of slides that would get either a C or a C minus grade. So if this is where you're aiming, these are the kind of slides you want to do. So now this is a pretty nice slide that would support an oral presentation. It's an attractive slide, and it would be great for an oral presentation, but it doesn't have nearly enough content for what we're trying to do here. Same thing here. Same thing. You know, great for supporting an oral presentation. Again, now we're going down an even less good road here. These are slides that would get a C minus or a D because they're not slides that were created by the person who submitted these, or the people who submitted these. All these are is a copy-paste image on a slide. So here's this. Now, is this good information? Sure. So this would be something you might want to put on a transition slide. Same thing, on a transition slide. This is good information, but it is zero work, or really pretty much zero usefulness for the person who created it. So again, here, this one's not even, it doesn't even have a picture on it. So again, these are the slides that won't get you very much credit. They may give you a little bit of credit for having done something. So make sure that you look at these slides and that you try to make your slides look like the slides that I said would receive an A grade. So again, you're going to make 3 slides. You're going to make the slides look as close as you can to the slides that I showed you that have got strong content and at least one good strong image, and they include reflections, tips, descriptions, any of those sorts of things written in your own words. Be sure that you read the description of the semester project very, very carefully. Now we'll look at it one more time, and these are things that we'll go over as we go along. But in addition to these 3 slides, the semester project will have 3 deadlines. You'll have a deadline of 10 slides on December. The completed project is due on December 8th. You'll have 10 slides due on October 17th, another 10 slides due on November 14th, and again, this is kind of to prevent you from procrastinating, and then the entire thing will be due on December 8th. And I'll always give you feedback, and you can always go back and edit your slides to get a better grade on the final project. Final project is worth 20% of your grade, so that's a fairly significant hit. Now, the 3 slides that you're going to do for this assignment, if you want to use those as 3 of your first 10 slides, if you get a good grade on them and you want to use them, then you've got 3 of the first October 17th slides finished. And we'll talk a little bit more about these deadlines as we move along. But you can always only include topics that we have covered in class on the checkpoints, as you can only cover topics that we have talked about in class, you've done research on for these first 3 slides. So if you have any questions about any of this, once you've watched the video and read the information, then let me know and I'll be happy to answer.